Hello, my name is Veronica and welcome to the Learning Lab, Episode 8, the Ribbon Pull Card. Feast your eyes on this card because it is absolutely magical. Here's how it works. Once you get the card, you simply grab the ribbon at the top, give it a pull, and out comes a secondary card. To return it back to its original position, just simply hold your card on the side, give it a nice little push at the top, and the ribbon magically disappears back inside. Interested to find out how this mechanism works? Well, come on into the Learning Lab and I'll show you how. Do you recall all of that wonderful 8.5 by 11 inch paper that you bought on sale and you're wondering what to do with it? Here's a great opportunity. This is actually an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I've denoted the cutting lines. The card you're going to end up with is 6 1/4 by 8.5. The piece that slides in and out is going to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then you're going to be left with 2 more small pieces. And don't throw those away, because if you start out with some wonderful coordinating 8.5 by 11 paper, you can use it all up with no leftovers. So once you make those cut lines, you're going to be left with this. These 2 pieces are going to go away, and you're going to be left with these. This is your card insert, and this is the piece that we're going to start with using our score pal. We do have to make a couple of score lines on this paper. And so working from this 6 1/4 by 8.5 sheet, you're going to make some score lines. Your score marks are going to be made at the 1/2 inch mark, the 4 1/4 inch mark, the 1/2 inch mark again. Rotate your paper, and you're going to make a final score line across the bottom at 1/2 inch again. Your next step is to remove the corner edges. I've drawn some diagonal lines here just to indicate where your cut line will be. Once you remove those, then your card is going to look like this. If you're using plain cardstock and you want to decorate it, I would go ahead and decorate it at this point. Then the next step is to remove the bottom portion of this panel. Once you remove that, your card is going to look like this. Now you're ready to fold all of your lines using your bone folder. You're going to go around and just lightly reinforce the lines. One thing I found is that when I went to glue, this little bit gave me some trouble. So I encourage you to go ahead and take that and snip off just a little bit so that you don't have any overlap. So just remove a snippet. You want to go ahead and do your punch and set your eyelets. So first I'm going to do my punch because that's going to help me know where I want to set my hole for my eyelet. So once I've determined that, give that a squeeze and it's gone. And now I want to set my hole. And I'm using the medium tip on the silent setter. And going down just a bit, I now have my hole. Then I'll go ahead, open it back up, place my eyelet in, and then set one on both sides. Once I've done that, I'm now ready to seal the card. Now, because this goes to the exact width of the card that you're making, I would suggest that you use your trimmer and remove just a sliver off the side so that you'll have no problems getting that card in and out. So that's about as much as I removed from. So now, using my contrasting piece of card, I'm using this just to show how this mechanism is going to work. Your card is actually going to slide into here on this side. So what I would do over here is go ahead and adhere this down with some really strong glue or double-sided tape. I like using the Aleene's repositionable tacky glue. Works very well, but I must caution you, it comes out very quickly. So now that you know where you're going to glue, make sure this is adhered down well. Put some glue on top of here and along the bottom of here. Then pull this over, close it, lining everything up, and then use your bone folder to press everything out. Your final step is threading through your ribbon. And I've just taken some that I had hanging around, and you're going to put it through one hole and bring it out through the next. Just as simple as that. And I'm not giving you measurements for your ribbon because you can make it as long or as short as you want. But here's the beauty of how the card works. Now I'm using one of my son's How to Tell Time cards because it's heavier, and I just really want to get the mechanism going. So I'm going to take my card, slide it in, and what it's going to do is push that ribbon down for me. I can now pull it across the top, tie it off. I just pull it, and there it is. And when I'm done, I give it a little push, and it goes right back in. So the ribbon magically helps the card to disappear, but that's because it's wrapped around the bottom of the card. Here's one I did for a birthday greeting using some products that I got from a swap group that I'm a part of, and this is Time to Celebrate. And I stamped all of this with a wonderful happy birthday stamp that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And so when you slide it out, inside I've stamped happy birthday here, and at the bottom I've left myself room to write my own personal message. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of The Learning Lab. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create this hidden ribbon full card. Please remember to check out my blog at inkollusions.blogspot.com. Until then.